Airbnb is a vital part of the newfound sharing economy and allows individuals to offer their private residences to tourists. As such, it comes with a multitude of social and economic effects that must be addressed through policy to ensure the steady growth and benefits that Airbnb can provide to our economy. In Sydney and Australia in general, we have a serious issue with rising house prices. Because of decreases in the cash rate and recent tax cuts from the federal government, the ANZ expects house prices to increase by around 12% per year. This would only be made worse, as found in Boston, a more mature Airbnb market, where it has been observed that a 10% increase in the amount of Airbnb listings has correlated with an 0.42% increase in rent and an 0.76% increase in housing prices. Moreover, because housing is relatively inelastic, it will eat into the wealth and income of our community, as they must continue to pay their rent despite the price increases. To avoid this issue, Toronto has introduced that Airbnb and similar services have a limit of 180 days per year where they can be let, freeing up more than 6,500 homes in Toronto. This stops investors from purchasing houses purely to rent out to tourists for the short term, decreasing demand for property and thus housing prices, as well as increasing the supply of long-term rental property. We must ensure that the housing needs of our community are met before the wants of already wealthy investors and tourists by making long-term housing options financially accessible. Another issue that we must deal with is the increase in tourism, which can bring some economic benefits, but also bring many social problems into our community. Barcelona had Airbnb listings taking over certain areas, creating what the locals described as tourist ghettos, where residents often complain about noise and generally bad behavior from Airbnb guests. It also causes an influx of tourist-centric businesses to flood the market, with major chains taking over small businesses, simultaneously taking profits away from locals, while also taking away products and services demanded by residents. We can prevent this behavior by implementing a licensing system, as they have done in Barcelona, allowing us to track illegal listings and subsequently fine Airbnb from allowing them to host. This will put pressure of enforcement onto Airbnb, rather than relying on government agencies. If social issues arise, the number of licenses can be reduced on a yearly basis, or, alternatively, if there are no issues, license numbers can be increased. In summary, a limit in the number of days a property may participate in short-term lending, coupled with a licensing system to prevent too many tourists creating social issues, will allow us to benefit the most from Airbnb while avoiding issues that could occur.